Okay, today we're going to play a very fun game. We're going to play what does not belong in this picture. For instance, an example: basketball, baseball, football, and hockey. What does not belong? Hockey. Two reasons. One, baseball, basketball, and football have ball in the title. Hockey does not. It's not hockey ball, it's just hockey. And the other, all the ball games, basketball, baseball, football, are played with a ball of some kind. Hockey is played with a puck. Therefore, hockey does not belong. We have here a single-handed opening knife that also has a 4-inch blade. Not a blade longer than 3 inches. We have a 13-round magazine. We have a 9mm cartridge. We have a BB gun. And we have a container from 7-Eleven that obviously, hold on, let me double check, make sure. Oh. I'm looking for the size, but I assume this is longer than this is larger than. Okay. What? And we have terrorists. Now, what in this picture does not belong? The terrorists. Why? Because there's something all these items have in common except the terrorists. You know where this is going, don't you? Yeah, you do. All of these items are banned in New York City except the terrorists. Let me give you an example. Okay? The 13-round assault clip is illegal in New York City for anyone except law enforcement, regardless of pre-ban or post-ban status. Why? Because when you go on a shooting spree, or if you're in a heavy gun battle, the more bullets you fire, the more people you can hurt or kill. Like the 9 people injured by the NYPD at the Empire State Building shooting. But anyway, the blade. You may not have a single-handed opening knife. Normally you have a knife longer than 4 inches, longer than 3 inches. Okay. The 9mm. Well, I don't have a 9mm gun, but I have a 9mm round of ammunition. And in New York City, it's illegal for you to have any ammunition for any gun that you do not own. So if you have a .357 Magnum round and no .357 Magnum revolver, that's illegal. This is a 9mm. I don't have a 9mm gun, therefore it would be illegal in New York City. The 17-ounce, drink, the 7-Eleven mug that is obviously larger than 16 ounces, they think. Can't measure that good. Well, that would be illegal to buy in New York City in 7-Eleven. You could buy a giant drink in New York City if it has something healthy in it, like milk or something, but you cannot have a container larger than 16 ounces if it serves alcohol, sugar, or caffeine drinks in public. I think you can still do it in your home, where if you go over your house in New York City, you could probably have a giant cup or mug larger than 16 ounces in your home, but if you buy or sell it in public, it's illegal. And we have the BB gun. Well, I heard that if you get a special permit from the police commissioner, you can buy a BB gun in New York City, but unless you're the police commissioner's nephew, I wouldn't try it. Well, you can't have a BB gun because if you shoot your eye out, you won't be able to see the emperor's ugly face. And we have the terrorists. Terrorists are illegal in New York City. For instance, there was a Muslim terrorist yesterday that went to the UN in New York City. By the way, the UN is also a terrorist headquarters. this terrorist went to the UN to talk about how much the Jews are evil and how the Jews need to be destroyed. Then another Muslim terrorist got up and also said that we should make it illegal in the whole world to blaspheme the Prophet, meaning Muhammad. And yet another Muslim terrorist who will actually not have a job in January got up and said that it's horrible that an American made a video on YouTube insulting the Prophet. That video doesn't represent America, blah, 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 blah. Now, it's horrible the YouTube video was made. It wasn't horrible that the terrorists sodomized the ambassador before they tortured him to death, but it was horrible that it was made. Now, in addition to those three Muslim terrorists, other Muslim terrorists such as Yasser Arafat and Muammar Gaddafi have also been invited to the terrorist headquarters of the UN to speak in New York City. And in addition to that, not only Muslim terrorists, but all terrorists are allowed. For instance, Hugo Chavez, who is a communist, and like all communists, is sympathetic to terrorist causes, and is friendly with terrorists, including Hezbollah, I believe, or someone like of that nature. He's allowed to speak at the UN and talk about how much America sucks, and American pigs, and all that other bullshit. Now, remember, the assault clip. If you have a shooting spree and you're allowed to fire more than 10 rounds of ammunition, you might hurt more innocent people. So the assault clip is banned. And hence, well, doesn't really stop shootings in New York City, I don't think. The knife, 4-inch knife longer than 3 inches, single-hand opening knife, because they want you to have 2 hands to open the blade, because they don't want you to have one hand on the knife and one hand on your victim. You know, I can hold the victim with one hand, hold the knife with the other, and open it, and stab him. And like I said, the BB gun, you shoot your eye out, you can't see the Emperor's ugly face. 17-ounce sugar, caffeine, alcohol drinks, no good because people get fat and ugly and stupid, and they vote for communist mayors and shit like that. And we have the Muslim terrorists. Now, what have terrorists ever done in New York City that was so bad? Well, aside from that truck bombing in 1993 in the World Trade Center that killed a few people. Oh, and that those two airlines that were hijacked in 2001 and destroyed the World Trade Center entirely and killed a whole bunch of other people. Well, I mean, New York City is a lot safer without BB guns and without assault clips and single-hand opening knives and ammunition for guns you don't have registered and you know, BB guns and drinks and stuff like that. New York City is a lot safer without that stuff, but the terrorists, I mean, they're not going to hurt anybody. Are they? Now, the mug larger than 16 ounces, filled with either alcohol, caffeine, or sugar. The assault clip with more than 10 rounds of ammunition. The single-handed opening knife that is also longer than 3 inches. The ammunition for a gun you do not have registered. And the BB gun. And the terrorists. Comment below which of these items you would least likely to have in your hometown. Thank you.